to share some of these things that I've been learning for the last 7 years with people. But the people who are just normal people that are getting the shots right now, they would just shoot me if I share some of this information. But then I have started sharing it with people who I think are awake. They still shoot me for sharing this information. So since it's my birthday, I don't care. I'm going to share whatever I like. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go for it. So of course, any type of thing has a mark of conspiracy to it right now, right? So let's burst some bubbles, of course. We are so indoctrinated that any critical thinking or questioning the given agenda is going to be shot as nothing. Could you guys sit over there so you can also see this?
Okay.
That's right. So we think always that the scientific method or the science is like great, we know all these things, but then scientists also always follow what?
The money.
The money. Okay, so there are few things that are the biggest deceptions in the world.
Do we have to have the heat on?
It's off.
It's already off, love.
Great.
So if, yeah.
Okay, I feel like I need
There are a lot of deceptions that are going on in the world of science that we don't question, we never go around, we never question it, okay?
Can you go through them?
Yeah, if I can see very well, this is small. But the entire evolution, the way they have taught us, is a complete joke. No species in this world ever become other species. Or else right now we see species that are halfway in between. But we don't see any way at all. And then we know how they're manipulating humanity with money, of course. And then if we go really research dinosaurs, we see that there were no dinosaurs. Wow. There were no dinosaurs. It wasn't a time that the whole world was empty and dinosaurs were living, and then they died because of shooting star came, and then they now became oil. There is not a bigger joke than that. The oil and the gasoline on Earth is the blood of the Earth. It doesn't come from the dinosaurs. It's completely available and it's infinite source. The Earth always provides it. Okay, and we know about our food, how it has been poisoned, and then we are completely under the mind control of the high Masonic Jesuit priests of the world. The top of the world is controlled by Vatican, and none of us know about that. But we have to know why we are in the mess that we are right now. If we don't wake up to where we are and who we are and why we have been manipulated so far, there is no way for us to wake up, really. Okay, and then there's also this whole thing. I don't have time to go through each one of these, but it could be very interesting to at some point have a class about each one of these. I can talk about each part of it like 2 hours. Okay, but we don't have enough time to do that. The nukes are also a hoax. When Chernobyl happened, you know Chernobyl? Mm-hmm. When it happened and they said it was nuked, in 25 years, everything was back. All the animals were back. They say, with their fake calculations and mathematics, they said that the half-life of a nuclear bomb is like millions of years. It will take millions of years for the nuclear effects to go away. It's all a joke. It's a mathematical mind game. And then the space and NASA, if you learn who NASA is, you'll be amazed. Okay? And all of our history is a lie. Absolutely, our history is a lie. It's all made up, so we don't know who we are. And then, of course, the all-seeing eye comes from the high Freemasonic literature and the dark magic players of the world since 1600s. Oops, it keeps, I'm sorry. Okay, so the crude oil coming from dinosaurs is a joke. It's not coming from dinosaurs. They just don't want us to know that there's plenty of it available because they still want to sell it to us at what, $6? a gallon now, right? No matter how much they steal from all over the world, we still have to pay $6 a gallon for it. Now, the process of evolution, this is what they say themselves, that this took 100 million years. This thing doesn't change at all in its own species, but yeah, it turned into me at some point, okay? Whatever. They make us come from the monkeys, right? Yeah, we became man and yeah, fall down into that hatch because we did not come from the monkeys. They don't want us to know who we are. They don't want us to know who we are. I know, I have one of my videos which talks about that. We humans have always been here. Always. Meaning that since Earth has lived, we've been here. And whatever they say is not true. But what's going on to humanity right now? Ooh. Everyone stuck to their cell phones, falling down into the abyss of control.
The metaverse.
The metaverse, that's right. And here we go, 3 major hoaxes of our modern world. One of them is that they went to the moon, right? The moon landing. And then the towers, like 9/11, and also now what we're living in. Please attend your child at any level that you want, okay? So don't feel like you have to be here. We want the comfort for all the children of our world, right? And could you please turn your phones off? That would be great, and put it on airplane. Thank you so much. Okay, the great delusion with the global warming and everything. The entire COVID is created so they will take us right into global warming psyop. Okay, the global warming, that the globe is warming. First, it's not warming. Second, it's not the globe. No, first, not the globe. Okay, so they are going to take all this gas and then turn it into electricity and then give it to your bicycles, and they have no way. That's why they're taking all the farmlands right now.
Wait, what's that? What are they doing again? Sorry.
They take all the petroleum, turn it into electricity, and then they let you run your bicycle as if like you're running an electric bicycle, as if like you're
And they need
the
the
earth.
farmland to do that?
I love it. We'll go through that later.
Okay.
I'll answer that question later. So in the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
they show that the group of controllers are controlling all our air, all of everything that is happening on the earth. This is, what is that called? The predictive programming?
Yeah.
Yes, they program us through their movies because that's exactly what they're doing. Here we go. They're sitting behind closed doors making all the decisions for us. The decision for COVID was made how many years ago? God knows, right? We know that. Look at this. This is this is 1994. The cartoon was already created that the terrorists, look at them,
Oh my.
with the turbans, are going to attack the Twin Towers.
Was that printed?
Huh? 1994.
Where? On a magazine?
Vice magazine.
Yeah, it's on that magazine. And then look at this. This woman is saying that building number 7 it has fallen 20 minutes before it fell. What's going on? We live in a psyop, right? Okay, here we go. Did you know about this one? Did you know that in New York Times, many articles were published? These are all the dates of the publishing of the articles that said 6 million Jews are going to be killed. Number 6.
Right.
6 million Jews are going to be killed in Germany. This was all predictive programming because they were going to create that. And the reason for that was to create Israel. That's another thing that we don't know. This is very, very important. And most of the people that we have been trusting, the spiritual teacher, they are absolutely one and in bed with the system. Huh? They're in bed with the system. And we trust them and we take them as our spiritual teachers. Yes.
Well, yeah, she
She
got found out
is
later.
not only a woman, She's a man, she's a tranny, and she killed so many people, and she's completely in bed with the criminal system of the
She
world.
was child trafficking.
And also Sadhguru, that is very, very famous, is very much in bed with Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. They're put there to just quiet the people down. It doesn't have the true spirituality. And now, welcome Nabi. And now I don't know how many of you know about the Illuminati cards. Just raise your hands. You know about, okay, Illuminati cards. Illuminati cards, playing cards were created in 1985. 1985.
Wow.
Look what they're showing in 1985. Pentagon going on fire. Oh gosh, I go so fast. The towers falling. Mediator that's going to hit the earth because that's the next thing coming. That's the next thing coming. And then look at this one. Center of Disease Control on the cards from 1985. And what is this? Epidemic and quarantine.
Mask, I love mask.
Yes, and the mask and the population reduction. They're already telling people, and people have been playing with these cards for years. And then they also talked about flat earthers, okay, because they knew that it's going to come up and they have to deal with it as a psyop. Now they're showing it as a psyop. Nowhere on YouTube you can find anything except debunking videos right now, so you know. And then NASA, look, NASA, they're doing it on a stage they're doing it on a stage, like Hollywood stage, filming the astronauts. And that's exactly what they did.
Wow.
And then, look at that, Joe Biden, COVID-19, Trump.
No
look at his
way.
Freemasonic sign.
Yes.
666.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everything is controlled. Titanic was a completely controlled incident.
Yeah.
It was a lie, bigger than life.
It was
Okay?
related to
Yeah,
Tartaria.
but
It was related to Tartaria, but there was a lot of information on Titanic. I'm telling you, every single slide you can talk for hours. Okay, but just know these are the things, and then this is like the bullet point, and whatever you're interested, we can go through another time when we have the time. Okay, so here we go.
Can you go back to the other one about the passengers in the Titanic?
We can't read that
Oh,
right now. I
okay.
don't have enough time.
Oh,
I have
okay.
150 cards, okay? So the fiat currency is false money, right? False purchase, false happiness, false identity, false activities, false experiences, false information, and then it goes on and on and on. Right?
The dead slave.
Yeah, false medicine and false knowledge. We are stuck in a matrix, but it's not a matrix. What I call
A
is
patrix.
a patrix. It is a patrix.
oh, Patriots. I mean.
It's a patrix. Yeah, now you want to? Yes, please. Okay, and here we go. We need scientific studies to find out if we can eat fresh fruit and vegetables. That's how conditioned we are, right? And then the chemtrails. The amount of chemtrailing that they're doing on us, it's unbelievable, right? Did you know that they have been chemtrailing us since 1950s?
Really?
1950s. What do you think they were doing in Vietnam? They're doing it on all of us right now on Earth. It's all mind control, right? And they're producing the robot bees for pollination. And oh gosh, I have 2 of these? I guess so. Okay, did you know that also the jet fuel is a complete hoax? A complete hoax? Because it takes this many trucks they say that's how much gas it takes to fly a jumbo jet from United States to Europe. It's not true at all. There is no way you can fit all that liquid in just the wings of these airplanes. All the airplanes run on compressed air, all of them, on compressed air. They don't want us to know. We live in a matrix. They don't want us to know. The only gas that they need is to just start the ignition, and then it runs on compressed air, always. That has been the case always. Okay, they don't want us to know that in the 1700s, there were electric cars, running electric cars. They don't want us to have electric cars here, and they're covering these stories, from all those times. And here we go, the biggest psyop of our world. The globe is the biggest psyop, is the biggest deception. And none of us know about it. Okay? So that's a psyop. And now the COVID taking over that is the next one. I'm very glad that there are some people here that have been studying most of these things for as long as I have. So that's awesome. Hi, dear. Okay, and this is because of our education system, which is created by the same. Yes, if you can turn off yes, thank you. The education system is created by the same Masonic people that have created our system. It's just like a prison system. Look at the bus, this is the same, the eating habits is the same, and on and on. So what do they teach us in the fake educational system? That we came from a Big Bang. Who created Big Bang, really? A Big Bang, that means we came from an accident. This goes into the subconscious of humanity. You are an accident. There is no intelligence into this. You just came from nothing, and all of a sudden this amazing organism is here, and everything is running in fast speed, and everything is just going, but you never feel it. Okay, so that's going on. And here they teach you that you're one of these little dots in the huge infinite universe. You're so fucking insignificant. That's what they want in the brain of humanity. Insignificance. You came from an accident, you're insignificant, and you came from the lower species. You came from monkeys.
From a rock, actually.
Yeah, all of them subconscious. So here we go. Production of indoctrinated humanity.
Go back to that one.
Production of indoctrinated humanity. Obey, memorize the junk of the system. Memorize it and be imprisoned for 12 years of your life. There we go. And turn your own children to slaves willingly. Indoctrination. Yeah, we spend billions of dollars to go to Mars, but we're hungry on Earth, right? I mean, what? Elon Musk, that everyone is like, oh, he is one of the biggest criminals in bed with the system, and people don't even know that. Oh, okay. So it's too cold to go over Antarctic, that's what they say.
Right.
No flights go over Antarctic, it's too cold, right? But you go to space? Really? Okay, perfect. They teach us that the galaxies, the Milky Way, is going, okay, you are going around this, no, the Earth is going around itself for 1,200 miles an hour, and then the Earth goes around the Sun at 67,000 miles an hour, and then the entire the entire solar system goes into the Milky Way by millions miles an hour, and this is in complete movement all the time, but we don't feel any of it. Yeah, that's just why? Because of relativity, right? Okay, great. But then on Earth, everything is completely quiet.
Still.
The oceans are completely still and horizontal. Do you think if you have a bucket of water and you start turning around yourself, what will happen to the
It's 1,000 miles
water?
an hour.
It will just go like that, and it's going to be humongous waves. This Earth is going so fast, you never see the center. Thank you, love, for being here.
We'll be
Thank
back.
you for your help. Okay? Okay. The same thing here. Okay, did you know about, what was this? I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot the name.
Georgia
Guidestones.
The Georgia Guidestones.
Did you know that if we were moving in galaxies, completely seeing all these different stars and galaxies, because there are infinite numbers of them, right? with such a fast speed, but Georgia Guidestone has a hole in it that is only focused on the northern star forever.
All the time.
It's always aligned. How is that possible in a fast-moving thing like this? How have they put that junk into the brain of humanity? How? Because of introduction. They teach us in schools that we live on this impossible piece of shit. That's not true. That's not true at all. Look at this. The Universal Pictures, 1927. How many years before moon landing was this? Right? How did they know that the Earth looks like this if they had never seen a picture of Earth?
Right.
Right? How did they know this?
Predictive programming.
Exactly the same thing with the 6 million Jews dying in the New York Times.
And Sandy Hook.
And the sad, all of
All
them.
false narratives.
All of them.
False flags.
And here we go, we come to NASA. NASA. Did you know what NASA means in Hebrew?
To deceive.
It's called to deceive. Okay?
Not it stands
To
for
deceive.
not the space agency.
And not space agency. Yeah, but it's to deceive. The workers of the controllers of this world, there are Luciferians, there are devil worshippers, and eugenics, and the tongue of the serpent is the symbol. If you look at all the agencies of what do you call them? The space agencies all over the world.
Aerospace.
Whether it's Russia, China, Iran, all of them, this is their factor. All the top of all the countries work together. They are together. It's just us that they're separating us. They create the wars for us. They're not in war. They're in one world government. Okay, so if you have never studied the Operation Paperclip, please study it. They brought all the scientists from Germany that they stole from Germany after they destroyed Germany and killed more than 20 million amazing Germans, not just the Jews. They brought them all here to the United States to create NASA.
Well,
Nazi
they took to
Nazi.
Antarctica too.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Germans they forced to be slave labor in Antarctica under the Nachtwaffen with the reptilians. They
Okay.
were forced slaves over there.
Okay,
No one
so
knows that.
I have another thing
And
about
it was also,
reptilians.
it was off like Dresden was a beautiful Tartarian city.
Oh, yeah.
The First World War and World War II would just to destroy
Oh,
Tatari.
absolutely.
The-
All of the
The free
wars,
energy from Tartarians
That's
to
right.
higher civilization.
all the
people.
wars in the world are to attack the ancient information.
Right.
Okay, all of them. So NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. Okay, and also look, if you have Satan and you just add T to these words, rearrange them, it's the same as Satan. Okay, so all the famous scientists of the world, the fathers of science, they were, oh my God, they were all Jesuits. They were all Freemasons. They were all Freemasons. They all have the satanic signature. They have Freemasonic things somewhere. You see that? Somewhere on their existence. They hold the fingers like this. It's a Freemasonic symbol. And they have the thing, what do you call that? In their hands, most of them. And these are the fathers of science who told us what our reality is. Unbelievable. Lovey, you want to sit in the middle so you can see?
Fine, it's good.
Okay. Isaac Newton, look at his signature. This is a book. If you want, are very interested, Isaac Newton's Freemasonry. They taught Freemasonry. He was the Royal Society of England. Isaac Newton was teaching one of their teachers for 20 years. And this guy is telling us that an apple fell on his dumb-ass criminal head, and that is the signature of gravity. And here we go. Every single one of them, Freemasons. Look at their Freemason rings. They were all taken so they can take us to the biggest illusion and deception of our lives. This guy, It's so
Albert
sick.
Einstein.
Yeah, Einstein.
He's a woman.
He's also a tranny, that's right.
Wow, he was
Yeah, if you haven't studied all that, yeah, we've been studying it for a long time. But anyways, he was just put there, this Freemason level 33, secret government, was put there to introduce the whole concept of relativity. Oh, the earth is moving so fast but you can't feel it because it's relative, you know? Whatever, right? Look at this. Look at the Freemasonic signatures all over. Buzz Baldwin, remember him? Went to the moon? Yeah, really went to the moon.
Well, that's the evil eye.
Look at that.
Tom Hanks?
Huh?
Is that Tom Hanks?
No, the first
That's
one.
the famous astronaut.
No, the first one. Oh my God.
Louis Armstrong.
Armstrong, yes. Look at his Masonic ring. Look the way they study. Of course, I don't have that, but they really
Who's the
pray.
guy in the suit?
I don't know him. So, but I have a video, but I don't have enough time because everyone came late, and we need 5 hours for this. Okay, I'm just giving you. Okay, did you know about Apollo 13? It exploded, right?
Challenger.
Challenger, remember? It exploded. Everyone think it exploded. Every single fucker is a teacher in one famous university now. Oops.
Oh.
They never died.
Do you know where Pete, the captain's working right now, Pete Smith?
I have no idea, love.
Because his daughter married my dearest friend, who's a leading oncologist in the country.
So here
That's
we
his
go.
daughter-in-law.
Okay.
His son married her. So where is he now?
I don't know, love, but this you can study this. They're all alive. They have changed some of their names. Like this one didn't even care to change her name. She's still a professor. Okay, whatever.
Some pretend to be their identical twins.
And some of them pretend to be identical twins to the astronauts. It's all a fucking joke. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, this is kind of small. This is the space station, the fake space station. Look at it. These are floating as if like there is low gravity. But look at all of their lemons and whatever just sitting there. Oh yeah, there's no gravity
And
for
they
sure.
tease their hair. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, exactly. And the hair is up. Okay. Look at this. A professional organizer of these things. Look at this joke. Look at all these wires. And they're selling this to humanity as reality. I mean, how could this be real? Okay. And here we go. NASA says that there are millions of tons of space junk in the space. But in none of the NASA pictures, you will see even one picture that's showing any junk anywhere. They also say there are 400,000. They also say there are 400,000 satellites in the outer space. Like with these, excuse me, they don't collide at all, right? And then there are 400,000 satellites in between them. No one sees them, and they go to the moon and the Mars. They never hit any of those.
Well, they say that there's 400,000 satellites in orbit.
That's right.
Around Earth. Really?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Okay, but look at this. They went to the moon with a landline. But they had the technology in 1969.
Right.
In 2022, NASA says we lost the technology. We can't go to the moon anymore. I mean, how? Oh my God, are we retards living on this earth accepting this bullshit? Accepting?
In our time, we grew up not to question our parents,
Of course.
the teachers, the police, the medical community.
That's
we
right.
were taught to be obedient. At
Absolutely.
school, in a school uniform.
That's right. Yeah.
Crawl under our desk to avoid.
I just have to go through these slides because this is a bullet point. We will discuss this when we have 4 hours together, okay? What's wrong with this picture? Just tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Well, I can talk on my cell phone if I'm in the mountains, and he can talk to the moon in 1969.
Okay, so one of them is the landline. What else is a problem here? There are 3 problems in this picture. There are 3 problems in this picture. Okay, we don't have enough time. I have to tell you.
The picture with the moon.
Okay, they have never been to the moon.
In the picture of the moon, if they supposedly took the picture of
That's right. They have never been to the moon, but Nixon. This is the first problem.
Yes, Nixon is the problem.
criminal is the problem.
Well, yeah.
Then he's calling the moon with a landline, and look at the picture of the moon already on the Oval Office. Oh, this is great. Yeah, let's believe it, right? And he's talking to them, no problem at all. Look at this one. This is a NASA picture, actually an official NASA picture. This is the ISS, International Space Station, and this is the shuttle that is going to take them food and fuel and more people, junk. And who took the picture then? Where are all the satellites and the space junk? Yeah?
Not even a star inside.
Look at this. They say that this is Mars. But this is the exact picture of a mountain in Ireland.
Wow.
Great. They're not even ashamed. They think they have dumbed us down to a level that no one will find out. And if someone will find out, let's shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look.
Do you know, Miriam, the percentage of people who has an overall view of what is going on? I mean,
Quite a lot.
A lot of people.
but I think it's...
We started at 600 people 7 years ago when I started. We are more than 6 million people.
Because what I heard is that we arrived to a point that we are kind of in an stagnation moment, because now everybody who also knows is vested. Either because they have incredible salaries, they are directors.
Love it. Okay, we have to keep
I
that.
want to just know if we know that where we are just curiosity, because
I have no idea.
we can know it all, but the important thing is when we move
Okay.
forward.
So they say that you cannot go over Antarctic, okay? But then they say that they can send helicopters to Mars. Yeah, for sure you can. I'm sure you can. Did you know that human beings have never gone more than 12 kilometers down into the earth? The longest well ever dug has been 12 kilometers into the earth.
How many
Okay?
miles is that?
I don't know. And then the deepest they have ever gone to the oceans. The deepest is 8 kilometers. You can't go anymore. Okay? But all of a sudden, they have gone for millions of miles in space, the vacuum of space. Okay, great, beautiful. Okay, this is how they make all the moon landings and the NASA landings films. They're all taken under the pools of NASA.
Stanley Kubrick did it. And they
It's
killed him
Stanley
because
Kubrick.
he did the movie Eyes Wide Shut, and he wanted the last 12 minutes put in to show what the Illuminati did. There was a huge argument, they killed him, but he was the one that filmed
That's
the
right.
fake landing.
They are still doing that.
Movie 2001.
Yeah.
Okay, the scientists that with the Operation Paperclip that came from Germany, not only they created Hollywood, they created NASA, and then they set up this whole thing on the stages of Hollywood, but they filmed most of it under the water, because under the water what happens? You're floating, and then you graphically design that, and it doesn't look like that.
But they forgot
And then-
to block out the bubbles in one.
That's right, you can detect all kinds of problems in ISS. And look at this, I want to be an astronaut, but you can't swim. Yeah, again, look at this, the space station this is the Chinese one, they're all in it together. Okay, it's traveling at 18,000 miles an hour. But who am I that is taking the picture at 18,000 miles an hour? God knows. Okay? These are all the number of Apollo trips that they took. How come during none of them they turned around and took a picture of turning Earth? How come they didn't do that? Not one. Not one. The only picture of Earth that we have is from Apollo 11. And it's the only CGI picture of Earth that we have. It's a CGI picture.
What's CGI?
Computer generated imagery. Okay? This is one of the scientists that you probably have never heard about, because they don't want you to hear about him. And he proved that the Earth does not rotate. And that's not very hard. Just imagine this. There is a wall of mud, and then it has water around it, and it's suspended in the air, and then it's suspended in the vacuum, and it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. The fisheye lens of NASA, fisheye lenses always show a curve. That's the picture they show us. All of their films are made with fisheye lens. So we see a fucking fake curvature. CGI pictures always are curved. But if you send a balloon, professional balloon, up to even 130,000 feet, you see that all the horizons are flat.
Also, the windows of airplanes are fisheye.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
They show us as if like, and you always think you see a curve, but if you listen to this is important. Next time you go to top of Mount Everest and you see a horizon in front of you, right, always in front of our eyes, because only on a flat surface the horizon rises to your eye level, no matter how far you are from the earth. Next time you're in Mount Everest, take a little sheet in front of your eyes and match it with the two sides of the horizon that you see, and you'll see absolutely no curvature. Hundreds of miles of no curvature. But they say the globe belief that the buildings are standing in Australia like this, but they don't know it. They don't know it, right? This is real, but then the crazy flat earthers, now this satanic whoever, they think that we don't live that, but they're psyop, right? Okay? So they show these pictures that, oh, everything is softly flowing in this space right now, but then when we show them any pictures of going up with balloons or personal airplanes, you see that all the horizons, even above 350,000 feet, are all horizontal. How many horizontal lines go together to make a globe? That is only 23,000 miles in circumference. Think about it. None. Okay, a lot of my friends, two of them were supposed to be here to challenge me with this, but it's my birthday. I cannot be challenged. And I will take that challenge on with full force another time, because we have some other things to do. But they say that, look at this. This is going down the curve. You see that? It's a curve. Hey, put bottles on your very flat table and go down on the table and look at that. It happens with all the convergent lines. This is what happens in our reality. If you go to the top of any mountain and you look, the horizon is always flat. This is another thing. I don't know if you can see it. You probably failed geometry if you cannot see that if you take these into a triangle, you can detect exactly where the sun is. The sun is not millions of miles away. That's another complete illusion. If you look at the pictures that are taken from, like, I think this is 350, these are professional balloons that are set up, okay? If you look at where the sun is, you always see a point of light right under it. That can only happen in a local source of light. It cannot happen with a light source that is 1,000,000 times bigger and 1,000,000 times far away. It cannot happen like that. Okay? I was supposed to finish this at 2:30 and go to poetry. I'm sorry, everyone came late, so we're going for it. Okay? So from the point of view of a sphere, okay, everywhere that you stand, you cannot, especially if this sphere is 23,000 miles in circumference, you will have a drop of 8 inches in the square mile, in every square mile. So how many miles is from here to San Francisco? 30.
20.
Let's say 30, okay? 30 squared is what? 30 is,
900.
huh?
900.
900 times 8 is what?
7,200.
72,000.
Huh?
7,200.
7,200 inches. If you turn that into feet, we should have that much of curvature from here to San Francisco.
Wow.
no bridges, no what do you call this? Tracks have ever, or any tunnels, have ever been built with the curvature measurements in mind. Think about that. Okay? This is Lake Tahoe from a balloon. This is a shot from a balloon. Look at this very, very flat surface. And this is NASA's fake picture of Lake Tahoe. A curve? How could a lake even stand in a curve?
Oh yeah, and it's 22 miles, and the Earth is around it.
What?
The Lake Tahoe is supposed to be 22 miles long.
Yeah.
The whole Earth is around
It's-
it. That's like, what, 30 miles?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. But people don't think about these things. So, yeah, and then also if you're going to go around the sun, we're going to see a very, very different set of stars. If this was true and the galaxies were moving at the speed of light, right, we will have to see a very different set of stars, but we see the exact same constellations and the stars that we have seen for millions of years.
And the North Star never moves.
North Star never moves. Never moves. It's all about perception. All the parallel lines come to a point. All of them. That doesn't mean there is a curve. That just means that they all come to a point. That's it's a perspective, okay? The same way, the airplanes will all go, it looks like they're going over the curve. They're not going. This is all a matter of perspective. All the parallel lines all come to a point.
So the sun is not going down, it's going away.
Yeah, it's going away. It's not going down. Look at the perspective. Do you know how many millions of miles this is? This is not a joke. These are the pyramids. This is many, many miles. Look at the horizon. Where is the curve? Okay, there is no way that you can do triangulations on a curve. It has to be all straight lines in order to measure anything. And the spherical trigonometry will show us that on a 23,000 miles of the Earth's circumference, look at this. In 2,000 miles, how much? It's 542 miles of drop. We don't see that anywhere. That means any plane that is moving on top of this wall, any plane, has to tip its nose every 2 seconds in order to go around this ball. And just imagine this. They have dumbed us down so deeply that we think that this plane goes here, goes here, goes here, and then it goes under to stop in Australia.
Well, but didn't Christopher Columbus sail?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's not Christopher Columbus, if he even existed. He never went around this. He went on a plane. He just turned around on a plane. It's called a plane. What they did, they added a T at the end of plane. It became planet. Okay? Airplane means a machine that moves on a plane. That's it. You know what? They have something about T. They have something about T. Did you know when they send shuttles up, they don't say 1, 2, 3, 4, the shuttle is going to go up. They say T. They ignite the Satan into the entire satanic maneuvers of NASA because they have us under mind control.
So they say T minus 10. and
T minus 10, T minus 9, yes.
That's interesting.
So these are all the ancient civilizations. Egyptians, Hindus, Mayans, Inca, they all knew that we live in a geocentric model of life. They all knew that. NASA doesn't believe that, right? Okay, this is the old map of the world, okay, that all these civilizations shared. It shows a flat Earth surrounded by Antarctic ice. You pass the Antarctic ice and there's millions of tons of other lands. They don't want us to know that. That's why they have sent us to the space. Just go, you monkey. You know, there are aliens from space, you know. They don't want us to know that there are other beings, and they're kind of like us because they live on the same geocentric, beautiful, infinite, beautiful plane of Earth that is heaven. This was supposed to be the heaven. They turned it into hell by the satanic maneuvers that they have done since when? 1500 or even further. Pythagoras, the biggest scientist of the world.
Mathematician.
The mathematician that is the head of all the mathematics in the world. Pythagoras, at the end, it was all proved. They booed him because it was bullshit. What was I going to say about Pythagoras? I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll remember it again. Another map of our world. This is where we live. And even here where we live, there are many other pieces of land that they don't show us in any of the maps of the world because they don't want us. That's why all the airplanes, okay, so when they circumnavigate the Earth, I get in the plane here and then they just take me over here. They go like this, and they can never go north. They can never go through the center of the Earth because that's the shortest distance. Russia and America are actually close together if you could just go through the North Pole. They don't let you. Everything, okay, the Antarctic Treaty was made in 1940s that would not let anyone, any humanity to pass or do any research in Antarctic because they know they have all these other connections to all the other things. They're building their empires beyond Antarctic. They don't want us to know. Here it is, according to a lot of thoughts, that this is where we are. And from each direction of the center of the Earth that you go to, you're going to hit the Antarctic ice from any direction. When Captain Kirk, which was another Mason that went and did studies in Antarctic, if you think that Antarctic is just an ice cap at the bottom of the Earth, doesn't take that long to go around it. It's only a small ice cap, right? That wasn't the case, because when he hit this, he had to go all around and he would never finish. It took him 6 years. Okay, but he came back, he said, there is so much land beyond Antarctic.
No, it's Admiral Byrd.
Admiral Byrd, I'm sorry.
Well, I just found out he was a Mason. I just found out.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
They're all Masons. Jesse Jackson was a Mason. Obama, heavy duty Mason.
He's contrived.
Yeah, so this is another view of the other worlds that could be coexisting on the plane with us.
Wow.
They don't want you to know. There are openings in the Antarctic ice that probably the ancient people traveled through to go to the other lands. They don't want us to know about. They want us to believe that there is molten, even though no well has been bigger than how many I said at 12 kilometers, but they know for some reason there's molten stuff in the middle of this ball. And this humongous fire doesn't boil any of this fake water also, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, accept it. Fine, just go. This is the picture they showed us from the moon. Right?
The Earth
And
from the moon?
yeah, this is the Earth from the moon. Look at this. This is a fake CGI picture, the same as this fake CGI picture from 2015. Okay, from 2015, they show now who took this picture. God knows. This is the moon in front of the Earth. Now, if you were a person standing on the moon here, and you were looking at the Earth, would the Earth be this small, or it would be the entire sky?
Gigantic, yeah.
It would be gigantic, it would be the whole sky. But because we can't think, we take this as a picture from the moon. It's all CGI. Okay, here we go. The curve is there, but you cannot see it. The spin is there, you can never feel it. The space is there, you can never go to it. But you can wake up on Earth, yeah? Great. Okay. Before I woke up 7 years ago, I made some videos if you're interested to see anything. Before I woke up, I was totally into cosmos and studying all that. I was totally into it, right?
Astrology.
Astrology is very real. It's from the ancient times. It's just not what they say
It's
it
a
is.
science.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's actually an ancient, but it's the study of the ancestors talking to us. It has nothing to do with just all these infinite galaxies. You know what I mean?
The constellations.
And constellations are all symbols that teach us a lot of things. So a lot of us, before we started learning about this, we had no idea. When I first learned about this, I'm not kidding you. First of all, I said, what a fucking bullshit. What? Anyways, I started studying, researching, until I was in bed for 2 months. I was like, fuck.
Oh my God.
This cannot be true. This cannot be true. It cannot be this deep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is, you cannot go back.
The
Once you
extent of the
see
lies. And
the extent
deception.
of lies is so huge. That's why I call it a matrix. Matrix is hierarchical, is linear, and is a complete mind fog. Matrix is the life-giving force of life, but they change everything. They reverse everything. Okay, that's why they take us from a moon calendar of 13 months to a Gregorian, how do you call it? Gregorian calendar of 12 months, which is a sun-oriented, because they're sun worshippers. Because they're sun worshippers, moon is not important. That's why, as a satanic move, they had to go and invade the moon by going on it, right? So dominated, because the female is dominated by a destructive male. It's all programming at all levels. So please turn off your phones, because it keeps ringing. I hope it's not mine. Oh my God. Airplane. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Okay. It's my birthday, right? I just feel so bad that my own daughter is scared of hearing this information, even though she knows it, but in front of people, she just like, I can't take it.
It's too much.
It's too much. I have kids that age.
When I first found out,
No, she knows all of it.
decades ago, it's like someone.
That's
punched
great
me
that
in
she
the
knows.
She knows all of it.
Yes.
She just does not want to reveal it in front of friends.
We just informed the NSA, so good. They have a
Okay,
copy.
so the flat Earth, the reason that they're not letting it come on, the reason that it's nowhere on YouTube you can find it, is because it destroys the Big Bang, evolution, heliocentrism. By the way, heliocentrism is hell, lie, centered in Satanism. I forgot the exact thing. I had another slide, but someone took it out. It destroys relativity, gravity, space and time, outer space, and absolutely NASA. And their entire trip about aliens. Even the most educated people are like, reptilians, aliens, they're going to come and take us over. They have created this whole illusion that there are other species from other spaces that are going to come and take us over. Okay? So to keep us in fear, and at some point they're going to launch this information that it's called the disclosure, and Vatican is going to come and disclose to humanity that the aliens have attacked, and now one world against aliens. But what they want us to think is that there are these other creatures from outer space, another programming, so we would never question that there are other lands on Earth itself. Okay, the Georgia guide stones, again, this is always focused on the northern star. This is impossible if we were moving with the speed of light.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they have created all these transgenders. Why? Because Satanism has to do with taking the female from being a female and taking a male from being a male. Okay? They want something in the middle. Because transhumanism, and not only that, they are Baal worshippers. B-A-A-L. That means Satan. Satan has big breasts.
Baphomet has the
Baphomet, the same way. It has huge horns, it has big boobs, and a huge dick. Okay? So it's all together. I'm sorry about my language. But, so we create people like this, you know, and we want to make it normal.
Yeah.
We want to say, oh, this is normal, you know? Yeah, and here we go. And cutting the balls off doesn't make you female. Sorry. Yes? Because, first of all, they don't want a society of strong men. Because if we have a society of strong men, they will protect us. Yes?
It's been a war on the alpha males.
It's alpha strong males have been killed systematically. First of all, with cutting their penises off in circumcision, which is a complete Jesuit Freemasonic satanic act.
The first 7 days of a baby's life.
And they stick
Even right at the beginning.
Oh, well, that they say the Hindu. I mean, Judaism tradition says that when that pain is so immense that it taps on another
It
part of the
absolutely
brain.
destroys a lot of the cells of the brain of the male, and they want that to happen, so the alpha male is taken away. Of course, we know about the damages to the female, but we need the alpha male right now. We need the alpha male. We need that anger. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. There are a lot of them.
Right here.
We need the males to take their warrior self on, and we need the females to take their warrior selves on, because the functional female, the functional female, hello, the functional female would never let her family and her children being raped in front of her. She will just attack like crazy. Okay, we are all very strong, but they have taken the power of functional thinking away from all of us. And they have made us to these submissive beings that, what are we doing on earth?
Or they created the Me Too movement, where they hate men.
Yeah, me too. And look at that, the birthing people. What?
I know.
There are no mothers anymore. The birthing people. This is like a shame of humanity. And they create COVID, and no one is doing anything. Where is our revolutions?
Yes.
What are we doing? How are we fighting this
And there's no other
style?
sicknesses at all.
No other sicknesses left.
There's no pneumonia. There's no
I don't know if you knew about this or not.
Oh,
Do you know Divak? What does it mean?
COVID.
Divak. Very good. Divak in Hebrew again. In Hebrew again is COVID
Backward.
19. Divak in Hebrew means evil spirit.
Oh, wow.
They have created all this. They already know. This is all programming. We live in a patriarchy.
What about the number 19? Is that, do you know?
No, they brought it into the world in 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's again an explanation what it means in Hebrew. And look at this. This is a gathering of GEO of all the governments of the world and all the leaders of the governments. Every single government leader in this picture is maskless. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
All the workers are masked.
Yeah.
It's a complete. The GEO conference is called People, Planet, Prosperity. You can research that. Oh God, when we lose our fear, we gain our power.
They lose their power because
Yeah, but we would not lose our fear if we are not educated. We cannot lose our fear if we don't know who we are. We cannot lose our fear if we don't even know where we live. If we think that we are insignificant, still monkeys coming from an accident, not an intelligent design. They basically replaced God. I mean, God, I don't mean a man sitting up there. I mean the spirit with gravity.
Yeah.
That's it. You see G, God, gravity. Everything explains gravity. Oh no, you know what I mean? It's just, the entire psyop is huge. If we all gather together, they have no power. But how are we going to get that together? They are united behind the closed doors. They are united. They are united behind closed doors, and they know the rules of mind control because they have been studying the satanic, mystical magic, black magic to control the mind. They know exactly how the mind works. That's why all the programming. It's not about
MK Ultra, Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra. It's all about.
It's all about mind. Everything is about mind control. Everything. They know about the rules of mind control. But us, we are not united because we don't know who we are.
Yeah.
If you don't know who we are and why, okay, this is something I just have to tell you, and then we let other people come because this is too much, right? But when I learned about this, something huge changed within my being. Something huge that nothing else can have shifted me this far. For the first time in my life, I felt grounded. I felt grounded. This earth is not moving. This is a joke that we're moving at 67,000 miles around the sun. It's a joke that we're moving 100-something million miles around the galaxies. It's a joke because they don't want us to be grounded in this reality.
Empowered.
Or being empowered. Exactly. Is this my last? Like this.
But Maya, I really applaud what you've done, because you know I've been doing this for decades.
What? I can't hear you.
I applaud what you've done, because as you know, I've been doing this for decades.
Yes.
Beyond that, what do we do with this information? Because I have been known, not anymore though, and the ones that call me conspiracy, I really dropped them out of my life, actually, because it's I can't do a brain dead anymore. Once you know, you know. There's no getting off the path.
Okay, you know what? At least, if I have to die, I learned where I live. And I know about another reality that didn't exist before. And at least I broke through the illusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I will be happy at least about that. If it doesn't empower me. One of the reasons that I was in front of Good Earth, the day after they announced there is COVID here, the day after I was in front of Good Earth protesting this entire thing, is because something else is grounding me. I wasn't scared. I'm not scared. We have to deal with our fear. Yes, dear.
You know, so one of the things that you didn't mention there that's kind of been hidden from us is like there is no death. You know, we just go to another place.
Yeah, of
So let's
course.
go to another place.
You know, love, we can talk about billions of things, right? Like there is no death, of
Yeah.
course.
But that's a huge one.
Oh,
It's
of
huge.
course.
Right, because we're being manipulated with our fear of death, because fear of illness, COVID, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And it's all about manipulating on the fear of death.
Exactly.
PSYOP's about manipulating our fear of death.
And not only that, it's I know Robbie that you asked me not to talk about it, but I just have to mention one thing. No,
Yeah, short one. We're
it's
good.
my birthday.
We're good.
So I will say this.
Not too militant.
Another humongous illusion that they have kept us, that we humans are meat eaters. We are not meat eaters. Our digestive system is not meat eating. Our teeth are not for meat eating. We don't have that for flesh and blood. We don't. They have installed this to us because they want warmongers, passive societies. Just one thing, we can continue with this like for a long time, but what time is it? What time is it?
3 o'clock.
Wow, it's 3 o'clock. Okay. I think this is great. Lovey, Gloria, just say something short and then we go to the next stage after 5 minutes of
Just
break.
because your point on meeting, and Robbie not wanting you to say it, this is how we don't come together in unity. We have no way to do it because there's too many divides. Every single thing divides us. Well, every single thing. What is the one thing we can come behind as a group and unite? It
Love.
can't be flat earth because it's too much teaching for a mass of humans. Too
Yeah.
much. It can't be food and we're not supposed to eat meat. Too much. It can't be, you can't go to allopathy, you should only go to nature. It's too much.
Everything is just too much for everyone.
There has to be
Yeah.
one thing. No,
Well, fear
one
less,
thing.
love more. That's the
Do you have any idea what
fear
that is?
less, love more.
I do.
Oh,
Hold
it
on.
can be a
Some
pleasant
people
phrase.
Second connection.
Okay, Robbie wants to say
Second
something.
connection. First I want to thank you. That was a magnificent
Yes.
presentation. And we could go through and probably have an entire 3-hour thing between the two of us.
Between all of
How
us.
many people in here taking college level nuclear physics?
What?
Nuclear physics
Okay,
college level?
I need to have this turned off
Okay.
right now, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's fine.
go ask the other people.
Yeah.
And since it's my birthday, we can't go too far, but
2 minutes.
tell them what you want
2
to
minutes.
ask.
A lot of what you said there is good. A lot of it I know was put in there by people who want this movement to fail because it's scientifically validated, but it's difficult. Math, the science, physics are difficult. But that's sort of distracting. The point that she made at the end, we've got to come together as a community. We've got to change our paradigms about how we see the world. That's necessary. This took even me, probably her harshest critic in the world on many scientific points, to say, let's go for this, because she taught you all how to change your paradigm. And that's where we're going to get our power, by changing our paradigm, how we think about it. So,
I like that. I'd like to say one thing. I